folks, I'm Colonel Failure and this is City Skylines. Last time you were here we kind of finished off our two initial areas, all resplendent with public transport. There's a metro line running under there somewhere, and as you can see it's more or less packed out. In fact, I'm going to have a quick look and see how we're doing. So I've named the districts as was requested. Thank you very much to MJ and to ESPN even for the suggestions of Thunder Bay, yes, lovely, for our inaugural industrial area, and the lungs in reference to a passing kind. You know, that's pretty lung-like. It's kind of cool. So you've got left lung, right lung. See? Yeah, magnificent. And also to Chris, who suggested this absolute work of magnificence. Ready? Brace yourselves. This is amazing. Watch. Trees. Oh yeah, all the trees all in one go. It's wonderful. So yes, so that's the tree brush mod there. Fantastic. We'll be getting plenty of use out of that. I tell you that for nothing. So looking at our two districts that we've got right now, Thunder Bay has got a total, a maximum kind of job allowance of about 3,500, and it's currently filling 3,200 of those. As you can see over here, we've got a patch of unemployment. Well, it's not unemployment; it's job availability. And to be honest, I should be hitting that because I've got bus routes that serve this area of town, but no, not at the moment. We, you know, people are having difficulty getting to it. In fact, let's call it the bus routes. See, so we've got a bus route that goes right the way around here. You know, people can get there if they really wanted to. It could just be that my population is overeducated at the moment, and as a result, they're turning their nose up at good blue collar work. I don't know. It seems fairly plausible to me, anyway. But not to worry, we'll resolve that. Thunder Bay coming along quite nicely. Meanwhile, we head over here to the lungs, and maximum households 3,100, of which we're filling 2,600 at the moment. So there's still plenty of room for growth on a fairly limited scale. I mean, you can see that, you know, this is quite an affluent area, and you know, and that's all good. Let's have a quick look at our main. Let's slow down here. This is our main kind of public transport hub here. What do we do? 154 passengers on the metro last week, and that's a shed load of people waiting for the bus. All of this very positive stuff. How many in the car park? 99 in the car park there. I know they're talking to a car. There we go. 45 in that one. 30 in that one. It's all pretty good. So what are we going to do today? Enough of this introductory stuff. Well, I'm going to do the next residential zone. So it's going to be the same as this in the sense that it's, you know, hybrid residential and commercial and offices. As you can see from our demandometer down at the bottom, you know, there's plenty of bits and pieces of demand going on. But before I do that, and I've tried it already, and I haven't managed to get it looking how I'd like. And given that that's kind of the ethos for this particular playthrough, getting it to look how I like is actually quite a big deal. But before I go any further, I want to extend these bits of highway a little bit further. Now, while playing through a little bit further, cancel that. Just cancel for a second. Here we go. Look. While playing through a little bit further, I found that this bridge section here is actually a little higher than is normal. As you can see, I mean, look, it's you know, it's effectively we can get 3 layers of road on top of each other, and that's fine. And I think I might stick with it, but it does look a little weird, a little unnatural from time to time. So don't be too surprised if I abandon it, especially since I don't want a suspension bridge running over land. That to me feels a little excessive. So I'm going to drag this out slowly in such a way that we don't get suspension pillars turning up. I'm quite happy to have suspension bridges going over water, you know, where you'd expect to see them. There we go, I think that's got it. And obviously they're turning up there because we've got a change in kind of height above sea level based on going downhill. So, you know, it's not that it's unnatural in that situation. It just looks a bit odd. So I'll do the same with this one. And yes, I know I've got to change the direction on the other side. So, I mean, the one thing to really keep in mind at this stage is that highway is actually, it's very expensive. And while I've still, you know, I'm happily rolling with $1.5 million in the bank, I won't if I'm not careful with it. Now let's get a glorious swooping corner here. So that's out 45. And then, because I've got the precise engineering tool on, I can make this a perfect right angle, as much as a corner is ever a right angle. And then hopefully I can do the same with this one. Now I might need to pull this one a little bit further forward in fact I'm going to have to pull this one a little bit further forward in order for this to work. Or am I? Get that to 90 degrees. Get it. Come here. Look, 90 degrees, right? And then forward. In fact, if I rotate my camera view, that will probably work a bit better. What's your problem here? Right, there you go. Now, 90 degrees, thank you. And then go 45, because that's the amount that we're going. Oh, what do you know? Actually, I didn't need to go any further at all. That's 95 degrees. I see, 90 degrees. Yeah, there you go. I would have needed to... I need to go just a little bit further forward. Effectively, I need to go this way by one segment length. So, effectively, the width of one piece of highway in order for that to work. He says very confidently before having to do a little bit more. Come on, 90 degrees. There's 90 degrees and then 45. Well, that's that, but is that working? Not really. I think we can even that up. No, it looks bad. It looks, yeah, that's not good enough. Let's see if we can freehand this the rest of the way, because that always turns out well. Now, yes, I am spending a disproportionate amount of time on this little highway construction moment here, but it's kind of important in that I don't want to place it twice. Right, that's a given. Yeah, see, if I go 180 there, can I go 180 there? Yeah, I can go 180 there, but it looks like they are pulling apart a touch, which is not what we want. We'll figure it out along the way. Get your suspension bridge pillars out of my face. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what we are going to do once I finish mucking about with some highway. Basically, for the second section, I want to leave a good gap in between those first two. Half of the problems that I ran into previously were as a result of cramming everything fairly close together. And, you know, I want to avoid that. You know, that's not unreasonable, is it? Come on. Let's go as far as there, and then I'll take you all the way over the other side, because you'll want to do it first, or in fact second time. There we go. And then you are going to come down somewhat like this. This can be a temporary junction. It can be as ugly as it needs to be. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that as far as there, and then we'll just take a bit of creative license there. Oh, I've even got a pillar in there, but never mind. As mentioned, it's temporary. Or that bit is anyway. This main drag here is anything but. Now, I'll probably, if we zoom out for a sec, I'll probably stick another junction in here somewhere. In fact, does it even need it? I mean, it's going to need it to get to whatever districts end up being built in this in this area. But how about it? But once I've got this connected up, we should see some more outside traffic coming in as well, which is kind of cool because that gives our industries and our residents a few more ideas of you know, places they can go, things they can see. Yeah. Yeah, see, look, definite gappage forming here. It's not too severe. I mean, it's, you know, it's quite minor. But I think if we unsnap for a second, and if we go for, like, you know, 179 degrees, just to start, yeah, 179.2, and then we'll start to pull it back in a little. And then once it's closer, we'll ease it back out again. Now, you know, perfect is something that, you know, I might aspire to maybe on my own time, but right now I'm quite happy with looks good. Looks perfect. We'll work towards that. I've got a few ideas for some, you know, relatively spectacular bits of city, and I don't know if this next area is going to be one of them or not, but we'll see. Right, now let's take you up and over. Let's take you up. That's a good place to start. Up and over here. Is that going to work? I don't think it is. We'll see. If I can get a merge on point here, that'd be... Oh, that's tremendous. Good. Temporary, yes. Yeah, it might look crazy, but that's because it's temporary. And then this one can go down. And here's where the actual benefit of having a ridiculously high bridge is going to pay off. Come on. Come on, pay off. Oh, no, you're already... Okay, let's... Right, need a secondary thought there, I think. And if anything, this is me being generous to the civilians of this city, but I am nothing if not a, you know, a generous type of mayor. Where is this actually going? It's going over that side. Oh, all right, well, you better get a wriggle on then. Up and over. Yeah. And then on. Just like that. Terrific. As junctions go, it's a hideous mess. Junctions brought to you by Cthulhu. Good, right, so that's... You know, as you can see, you know, people are keen on using it, so so that hookup was, I guess, worthwhile to some degree. But now, here's the trick, right? I don't know what sort of junction I actually want in here. And that's difficult. Because at the moment, it's got to, you know, just force things to get on. I mean, I don't mind this bit of highway kind of slip road that we've got going on here. That's okay, but again, it just feels a bit cobbled together, I guess, is what it feels. So I'll come back to it. Because you know you're going to want to see some progress. So let's do some progress. Now, on this one here, what we've got going on is this massive, great one-way outer route, and I spent some time while you were elsewhere. Kind of following traffic around it, and some traffic takes a really laborious route to get to its destination. Now, these, you know, independent zones are going to be small enough that shouldn't be a big problem, but it's inefficient. So I question whether having one way is the way to go. Now, in fact, I think I've made an executive decision on that side of things. Right, okay, yeah, let's go from here. Right, there we go, we've decided. As far as there. Right, so this one we're going to go two-way. I'm going to map out the edge in much the same way as in the existing zone. Alright, and then we'll take it a little bit further, There we go, around here. Now, the idea is that once we've completed this section, we'll hook it back up to the main city. Hang on, I just want to give me that. That's me measuring stick. That one. That's to keep me honest as far as angles are concerned. So as far as here, and then draw the rest in. No. Yes. Go and a bit more straight line, and we'll take this all the way under there, because it will want to go. Look, come on, you'll get under there. I mean, I'm going to redraw this little bit of highway anyway, I imagine, as part of the interchange. So, well, does going in a straight line matter then? Yes, it flaming well does. Going in a straight line very much does matter. So we'll just, we'll go under. Way under. Come on. Oh, alright. No, you want to go under a bit and then up. There we are. Right, keep our straight line. We'll go as far as there and then out to the coast. Like that. And we'll do the same on this side. Come on, get under. Get over, get up. Okay, so once I've drawn that junction in, this will all be much neater, or at least the highway interchange section will be much neater. And you know, I think it's going to take a lot of monkeying around getting that junction right, getting that junction designed. What have you done here? That's a little odd. But hey, you know what? Having a city that's a little odd is very much my thing. Okay, cool. So we've got those two now plumbed in. Marvelous. And then, as before, it's all about grid them up and then make the grid look au naturel by removing parts of it. Let's go from here. Right. So bang that straight across. No. Give me the straight line. Really? Where's 90 degrees? That's 90 degrees at both ends. There we are. 90 degrees and 83 degrees. Well, something's not gone quite to plan there, has it? Look, you've got a right angle at that end, so how about you start here? Right, as long as these lots stay in parallel, everybody's happy. Now, I'm going to do some... If you... I'll show you in a sec. You've seen it before, but I'll show you anyway. But if you imagine the section of the other side of the... Well, the lungs, that's what they're called. Let's do it now. This kind of beautiful high street drag we've got going on here. All that parking space, offices and shops and bus routes and metro and lots of really good stuff, right? I like it as far as looks are concerned, and so we're going to attempt to replicate that in some fashion, only more glamorous. What are you going to do with that? I'll figure that out in a minute. No. Yes. There we go. Right. Okay, that's coming on now. No. Yes. Right. Magical. Drag that out there, and obviously, you know, with these kind of weird bits of coastline we've got going on, we're gonna make that look good through the judicious application of trees. Trees are our friends. We all like them. Now, I want to have slightly longer streets in this one. So, you know, as much as I can't do much about that, these bits are going to be nice and long. Because that's, you know, it's basically the secret for getting your traffic moving is don't put too many junctions in. Let's put one in there. And one in here. Yeah, you see, I said that immediately before putting in quite a lot of junctions there. But, you know, that's me. That's how I roll. What do we feel about that? I know, it looks alright. Okay, that same thing the other side. You've seen this before, you know the principles. Do we like that? No, I think we'll even go a bit further than that. It's all about space. The space is the bit that makes it interesting. It's not cramming stuff together. You know, it's all too easy to build a beautiful grid, and it will all fill out with happy-go-lucky citizens, but you'll end up with, you know, a pretty soulless gridded area that has got no personality to it in the slightest. And maybe that's what you want. But I think if I was going to do something like that, I would designate an area of the city to be, you know, a dystopian hellhole. Rather like Woking. If you've never been to Woking, paint a picture for yourself. Right, okay, so let's get some piping going underneath here. Alright, so yeah, I mean, in terms of, you know, oh my gosh, didn't he build something tremendous in today's episode? Well, you're going to come up disappointed on that front because I just built a bunch of pipes and roads. Sorry about that. What I'm going to do while you're away is I'm going to build a junction that makes sense in here. I've got enough space for some kind of roundabout-esque kind of deal sort of thing, and off the back of that we should be able to expand pleasantly in terms of sticking in some more residential, a bit more commercial, some offices, all that stuff I was talking about earlier. We'll get those slung in, and no, we'll get those expertly placed in an aesthetically sympathetic fashion. Slung in, indeed. Right, okay, there you go. So that's all ready to receive. I can hook this up at a moment's notice. All right, not quite a moment's notice. I need to do something like this. All right, happy now? All right, and that's where we'll pick it up next time. Now, I have played beyond this point in time in the game, and your friend and mine, the Death Wave, is coming soon. The Plague is coming to Plagueless. And I tried out my solution to the Plague, and it works. So you're just going to have to stay tuned for that. That's a good reason to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And like this video, if you did like it. And I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Cheerio.
Listen.